guess I got to do one of these Q&A things. I love doing them, but it is Friday afternoon. Maybe I'd like to do a few other things on a Friday afternoon. But yeah, it's good to be here. Y'all ready? Hey guys, Dr. Greg Postel here. I sent out a question that you could ask me questions, and I'm here to answer as many of them as I can. Give you a little insight into who I am outside of the Weather Channel. Hopefully you like it. Maybe some of you won't. Am I a New Jersey native? So I was born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and then lived most of my life in New Jersey, my young life. And then I went to school in various places. I got an undergraduate degree from college in Maine, a small college. I got a mathematics degree there, and then I spent a year at the University of Oklahoma studying meteorology. Then I went to graduate school at a bunch of different places, University of Illinois in Champaign, and then I was in University of Wisconsin-Madison for my master's and PhD. And then I lived in Kansas for a while. I was in weather risk management, and now I'm here. So it's funny when Jen and Alex say, where haven't you lived? I can kind of say, yeah, not many places. I've lived in a whole lot of places. What's my most memorable storm chase, and would I ever chase again? Memorable storm chase, probably the one that sticks out is Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. It almost got myself killed, unknowingly, obviously. We were along the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and storm surge kind of overtook our location. And it was rising real quick, and we had to escape when the water was almost too deep to get in your vehicle and get out of there and get to higher ground. Because at that point, again, the water was rising and the winds were gusting over 100 miles per hour. So it was terrifying, and I told myself after that I would never chase again, but I did. It was like the next year that I was out already intercepting landfalls. So yeah, I would chase again. I kind of miss tornado chasing. I don't get to do that very much here at the Weather Channel, if ever. It's been like, well, probably more than 10 years since I've been out on the road, but that is something that I do miss, being out on the high plains, because I lived in Kansas for a long time, and it was easy for me to do it back then. But yeah, I do miss that, and I will go again. So what's the best concert you've ever been to? That's a great question. And you might be surprised. I'm a Swiftie. It was Taylor Swift Reputation Tour here in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz, back in 18. And that was the best concert I went to. Maybe because I took my daughter there. That probably has something to do with it. But I didn't know what I was getting into. And when I was there, I left just enthralled. It was by far and away the best concert I've been to. I would go again. The question is, do I play any instruments? I do. I grew up playing piano for a long time. I played 8 years. I had lessons. I was never really any good. But then I moved away, and when I was in 5th grade, I joined a band, and I was a drummer in a band. I started to learn how to play on my own with kids who are older. My brother, 3 years older, and his friends. And we played at a lot of different places. We played at school parties. We played at events in town. We did talent shows, things like that. So I was a drummer starting up, and that lasted, well, through my 20s. And then once I realized that when I started moving around a lot, I couldn't, carry my drums with me so easily. So I picked up bass. I always loved bass guitar and regular guitar, acoustic guitar as well. So those are much easier to carry around, and over the course of years and years, I learned how to play as well. So being around really good musicians, you learn pretty quickly on how to play. So yeah, I play guitar, mostly acoustic now, and bass as well. Turn on some music real loud, and it's a blast. So it keeps me occupied. What guitars do I own now? Well, I have a couple of acoustic guitars, a Yamaha, and what's the other one I bought long ago? An Ibanez. Good low-action guitars, and they sound fine. I don't play, of course, in front of anyone, so I'm just on my own, and that's good enough. A bass guitar, I have an old Fender Jazz bass, which is a great piece of equipment, and I play that every now and then. And electric guitars, I have an old Gibson SG, which was gifted to me because when I was younger, remember when we were playing The Who, when I was in a band as a drummer, Pete Townsend in his earlier days, before he moved on to Les Paul, played an SG. And I thought that equipment with his, of course, Mesa Boogie amps and high watt amps, it sounded amazing. And so I have an SG that was gifted to me from my brother, knowing that that's one of the electric guitars that I grew up falling in love with. And it's a beautiful piece of instrument. And if it's not played, just sitting there in the corner of the room looks awesome. All right, the question is, what is my go-to comfort food? Well, I've got two answers for that one. One those assorted fruit sours that you get. It's a full sugar thing, those little sour balls. They are fantastic. They're like Big Mike and Ike's. And Mike and Ike's have always been a favorite of mine since I was a kid. So those are awesome. And I remember somebody sending a whole bunch, like a 5-pound bag of those to me here at the Weather Channel years ago. Thank you. If you're out there listening, they went down great. The other is, when I get the munchies sometimes at night for natural reasons. So one of the things I used to do was make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on cinnamon bread and then surround it with salsa and pickles and have it all kind of mixed together. Kind of weird, I know. People ask me if I'm pregnant. And so yeah, that was one of the things. It kind of combines the spice and the salt and the sugar and all the rest. The question is, have I ever gotten a nickname? Yes, and one that's stuck really since college is Posty, and that obviously makes sense with my last name, Postel, and people here at the Weather Channel call me Posty all the time, even on air. I love it, it's great. I like giving out nicknames, so when nicknames come back, I'm good. Keep it up. What's a job that I could never do but respect people who do it? There's a lot of them out there, but I'll say this, that jobs that require overnight shifts are very, very hard, and I think underappreciated because it affects your life in so many ways. I've dabbled in it a little bit, but not really. So it's a profession. If it requires it, I don't think I could ever get used to. And I know if I ever took another job, if it required overnight shifts, I would not apply. What is your most useless talent? Useless? Well, I'm pretty useless in lots of ways, but I can juggle. I could juggle better when I was younger, and I think I wasted too much time when I was studying in college in between breaks to try to figure that out. So yeah, that's one of the things that I'm not very good at it, but I can do it, and it's, yeah, kind of fun. Do I like scary movies? Yes, love scary movies. Alien comes to mind, the first one, right? That was super creepy. How about The Shining? Shining is super scary because it's kind of real, right? It's this sort of weird blend between what's real and what's supernatural, but it brought you along in the notion that this could happen to anybody, right? With Jack Nicholson and everybody else. That was a fantastic movie from back in the day. But yeah, The Shining was a creepy one. Are there any foods that I hated as a kid but like now? Actually, yeah. Asparagus comes to mind. I never did when I was a kid, and I didn't have it much, didn't have the opportunity, but it was something that I just didn't want to try until somewhere when I was an adult I did. I love asparagus, it's awesome. So lots of greens, salads, greens, asparagus, green beans, you name it, they're all awesome. That I liked as a kid, but it's asparagus one that I hadn't tried, believe it or not, until I think I was in my 20s. So what is my most memorable flub or mistake on camera? I'll tell you what, you're in this business long enough, and that's only been 12 years for me. You make a lot, right? Daily, practically. I'll say stuff, I'm like, damn, I wish I didn't say it that way. But those aren't necessarily bloopers. But I'm always in danger of getting the giggles, let's put it that way. So whoever I'm with, if we start going down that path, it's very, very difficult for me to keep my composure on air. Reynolds and I used to work on the weekends together. We would come up with these games where we would try to, whatever hit we were doing, incorporate items that we had decided to choose from, like items in a kitchen or, you know, parts of a fish. We would throw that into our discussions together, and sometimes those just sent me off. And of course, it's on YouTube. There's one New Year's Eve that I was working here with Cantori, and I don't know what was going on. We were the only one in the building, so it was like 11 o'clock at night, and we had to finish this taper about, I don't remember where it was, some weather storm, and we were just together doing it, and I don't know why, but I could not look at him and not laugh. Sort of emblem.
A big change from how we ended 2012, isn't it? You need a moment?
No, I don't think so.
Do.
You think so? Because I couldn't stop laughing. We couldn't get through it. But yeah, there are plenty of times on air where I'm just, I need to step away. Unfortunately, I can't sometimes. All right, guys, that's it. Take care. We'll see you next time, and make sure to tune in to the Weather Channel, and we're all doing our best.